Have you ever felt that you were stuck in a house that just wouldn't sell? Or maybe you're facing a sudden job relocation and you've got to move ASAP. Well, if that's the case, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you will have all the tools to sell your house faster than you ever thought you could. But first, let me ask you this. What if I told you that the average house sits on the market 62 days before getting an offer? But with the right strategies, you can sell your house in significantly less time. Stick around because I'm about to show you how. Let's kick off with why you might want to sell your home quickly. Maybe you are relocating for a new job. You could be dealing with financial challenges. Maybe you're getting married or divorced. You might be expecting kids, or they're leaving your nest. And maybe, just maybe, you are ready to move on to the next phase of your life. Whatever your reason, selling fast can help you avoid the stress of paying 2 mortgages. It will also reduce uncertainty and the anxiety that comes with it. And you will get started on your next chapter a lot faster. My sister Kathy, she had to sell her house in 30 days due to an incredible job offer. They were in the middle of a home remodel, so she was stressed, she was overwhelmed, and she really didn't know where to start. But with the right approach, she had multiple offers within a week and a half, and she closed within 28 days. And I'm going to share with you the strategies that she used and many more. Now let's talk about one of the most critical factors in selling your home fast, and that is pricing it right. At the end of the day, when everything else goes crazy, price fixes everything. So here's the deal. You want to price your home competitively, but not so low that you leave money on the table, and not so high that you scare off any potential buyers. It is really a delicate balance, but I've got some tips to help you. You want to research comparable homes in your area. You might want to consider getting a professional appraisal, and be realistic about your home's condition. There is no perfect home out there, and that includes yours. And I always suggest to price your home just below the market so that you can attract more buyers. Remember, your goal is to sell fast. So don't get hung up on trying to squeeze out every last dollar. Later in this video, I will share strategies that help my clients get 5 offers in just 3 days. So you won't want to miss that. All right, now that we've got pricing covered, let's talk about getting your home ready for potential buyers. This is where the magic happens. First up, it is declutter time. I'm talking about next level decluttering. Get rid of everything you don't absolutely need or absolutely love. Trust me, it is going to make your house look bigger and more appealing to the buyers. Next, you want to give your house a deep clean. I highly suggest hiring a professional. They should scrub every nook and cranny. You want your place to sparkle like it has never sparkled before. Now let's talk about repairs. Remember, I said no home is perfect. Take a walkthrough of your house and make note of all the little things that need to get fixed. You know, that leaky faucet you've been ignoring? Or that squeaky doorknob? These small repairs make a big difference on how buyers see your house. Now let's talk about staging your home. And I don't mean breaking the bank by hiring a professional stager to come in. A lot of this you can do on your own. I will tell you the biggest bang for the buck is, first of all, lighting. Make sure that all the light bulbs that are burnt out are replaced. I highly recommend it. I like the bright white bulbs, but if your home has a different feel, like a Tuscany or Old World, then you're going to want to go with the sunlight bulbs. But outside of that, I'm saying bright white is where it's at. Next, I like to have the walls painted a neutral color. Now, if your home is one that belongs in like Better Homes and Garden or Architectural Digest, all right, ignore that because you probably got a stylist. But if you're like everybody else, then you might have painted a wall a red or a green or an orange and blue, but I would paint it back to a neutral color. It's going to make a big difference. Also, rearrange the furniture. Take out the big pieces so that you can open up the room and make the space look bigger. And it helps to add some fresh plants or flowers. All right, now that your home is looking the best, it's time to show it off to the world. And I don't mean your local market, I mean the world. You never know where that buyer is coming from. So first things first, you want to get some killer photos and video. Also, I suggest aerial photography. In today's age where many of us are on the computer or on social media, great visuals are critical. I highly recommend hiring a professional photographer. You may be great with your iPhone, but this is a next level photography, and I want you to leave it to the professionals because they know how to make your home look absolutely the best. Trust me, it is worth the investment. Next up, write a killer description that will make the buyer want to drop their latte and head over to your house immediately. Start by highlighting your home's best features and create an emotional connection with the buyer. It's okay to use descriptive language, but you want to keep it honest. Nobody likes a bait and switch. And don't forget social media. Share your listing on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, any social platform that you are on, or if you're not, get on those social platforms, make some new friends, and share your listing there. Now you might be wondering, should you work with a real estate agent? I mean, what do they really do anyway? So let's break down the pros and cons. The pros of working with a good real estate agent is they have market expertise. They handle all the negotiations, so we can bring down your stress levels. And they take care of all the paperwork. And let me tell you, there's some things inside that paperwork that you really want to know before it becomes an issue. And what's the cons of working with a professional real estate agent? You have to pay them for their professional services. If you decide to go with an agent, interview a few before you make a decision. And in the link below, I have a guide on interview questions you should ask a real estate agent before you hire them. So you want to get the right agent for your property. If you don't already have a great agent or you want help selecting a great agent, check out my link below. We can set up a call. I'm happy to help you and it's not going to cost you anything. But what if you need to sell really, really fast? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's talk about some alternative options. Cash buyers. These are often investors who buy your home in as-is condition for cash. The upside, super fast sales, and they can close in 11 to 21 days. The downside, you're most likely going to get a lot less than you were expecting or wanted. Next up are iBuyer programs. Companies like Open Door or OfferPad use algorithms to make instant offers on homes. It's pretty fast, but again, you're really not going to get that dollar amount that you were wanting to get. And next, you can put your home up for auction. Selling your home at auction can be very quick, but it can be unpredictable. Make sure you set a reserve price to protect yourself. I once helped a family that was facing foreclosure. They had a little bit of equity in the house, and so they needed to sell their home very, very fast before the bank foreclosed on it and got all the equity. Allowing them to sell quickly let them retain that equity that they had put into the house. Not as much, but at least they got some of the equity in the house instead of no equity if the bank beat them to foreclosure. Since they needed to sell so fast, I put them in front of my investors, my cash buyers, and they were able to pick an offer that they liked and closed in 10 days. And this was a huge relief for them. All right, so now we are in the home stretch. When those offers start rolling in, it's now time to put on your negotiation hat. And here are some tips. First, don't get emotional. It's just business. In today's climate, the buyer is not going to offer you full price. Expect an offer that is going to be much lower, and this is where you start negotiations. Don't just get angry and say no, come back with a counter. Next, be willing to compromise on the small things. Don't get hung up on all the details and then you miss the big picture, and that is selling your home. Make sure you know what your bottom line is and then stick to that. And next, remember to consider the buyer's contingencies. Not all offers are just based on the dollar amount. There's many things inside, like maybe they're going to let you stay in the property longer at no cost to you. Maybe they're going to cover your closing costs instead. So all of those things come into the negotiations in making your decision. Remember earlier I said I had a pricing strategy for you? Well, this is it. Price your home at a round number. For example, price your home at $300,000, not at $299,900 or at $305,000. When you do that, you will miss an entire segment of the buyer pool. When you price your home at a round number, buyers that are looking between $275,000 and $300,000, they're going to find your house. But if it's at $305,000, it's not going to show up on their list. If you price it at $299,000, buyers that are looking at $300,000 and up, they will see the house, but they won't see $299,000. But if you price it at the round dollar, you're going to catch the buyers looking up to $300,000, and then you're also going to catch the buyers looking at $300,000 and up from there. And you're going to get more buyer eyes on your property. This is what happened for my buyer that was able to get their 5 offers in 3 days. So you were almost there. Here's what you're going to expect when you're under contract. You're going to have a home inspection. Most likely there's going to be a bank appraisal, and even if it's cash, the buyer has the right to do an appraisal. Possibly you're going to have negotiations again once those reports come back. And on the day of closing or the day before, the buyer's going to have a final walkthrough. Then you're going to sit at the closing table and sign a mountain of paperwork. But that's okay, you're at the closing table. Pro tip for you, start packing earlier. Trust me, it always takes much longer than you think it's going to. Before we wrap this up, let's talk about common mistakes I see when sellers are selling their home. First, we have overpricing. Also, not making necessary repairs. Many also have poor quality listing photos, either shot on an iPhone or blurry, or they're in a vertical instead of a horizontal. Also being inflexible with showing requests. Last, and this is a big one, failing to disclose known issues. I have seen this happen over and over again, and I will tell you, an angry buyer is going to take you to court and sue you. Avoid these pitfalls and you will be well on your way to selling your home quickly. Well, my friend, we have covered a lot of ground today. Selling your home might feel daunting, but with the right strategy and a positive attitude, you can do it. Remember, the key is to price it right, make it look amazing, and market your home effectively. I hope this guide helped you. And if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below. And hey, if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, or even share with a friend. It really helps me out and I appreciate it. If you want more insider tips on selling your home, be sure to stay and watch the next video. I'll see you there.